You guys have been asking a lot of questions about them. I'm showing a lot of interest, so I've got another Snubby video for you today. I've talked at length about how much I love my little LCR 22 and why it is my preferred gun. And I'm always hit in the comments by concerns that you guys have over reliability. I have stated why I think those concerns are, well, kind of silly. But I want to go over specifically today, talk about reliability of snub nose revolvers and why I think the 22LR Snubby is the most reliable Snubby. 22LR is the most reliable chambering in, and I'll say specifically, in these J-frame sized pocket snubbies. So here we go. Number one here is a lot of this is going to have to do with the capacity of these guns. Most of these J-frames are 5-shot guns. So you've got the 38 specials, the 357 mags. They're all going to be 5-shot cylinders, with the random exception. Occasionally you get a 6-shot 38 special, and in other chamberings that are growing in popularity now, like the 327 Fed mag, you get a 6-shot chambering as well. Other chamber sizes, the only real other one that stands out there is you have the 22 mag guns, which sometimes come in a 7-shot cylinder. That cylinder size is really a big deal. It's more of a big deal than just more rounds on target. For a revolver, the larger cylinder capacity you have, the more reliability and hedging you have against some of the most common user errors and the most common malfunctions of the gun, specifically talking about ammo failures. So let's talk about human errors. The most common failure that you will see in any revolver use, double action only gun, is failure to reset the trigger fully. You have to run that trigger all of the way out before you press that trigger again. Otherwise, you're going to rotate the cylinder but not drop the hammer on that cylinder. That happens pretty frequently with people who are new to snubbies. So in a 5-shot revolver, firing under stress, it is likely that you will miss a cylinder, bringing that to a 4-shot gun. In, let's say, this LCR 22, I could fail to reset that trigger all of the way 3 times and still have the same capacity as this 38 special or 357 similar sized gun. That's a big deal. It's a big deal for reliability. Talking about the most common failure, you are hedging against it pretty significantly. Other issue here, the people will always call out, well, 22 does not reliably ignite. It's 2022, guys. We've come a long way, so I think most of those claims are unfounded, or I'll say extremely exaggerated. We're talking about defensive use of guns, so we're talking about defensive rounds. We're talking about self-defense ammo. We're not talking about bulk pack garbage. If you talk about bulk pack garbage, well, there's plenty of 9mm rounds that have a lot of failures too. But we don't use that in comparison. We talk about like Gold Dot and HST, okay? So in that realm, we would talk about CCI velocitors, or the new gold standard here would be the Federal Punch 22LR offering. If we talk about that ammo, then the non-ignition issues are, well, they're gone as far as I see. In 1,000 rounds, a little bit more than 1,000 rounds now of just shooting punch through this gun, I've not had a single failure. In fact, with this gun, when I was shooting the ammo, the 22 ammo that I like, because I don't need to buy the cheap garbage, 22 is cheap by itself. The high quality 22 is still way cheaper than the worst quality, literally anything else. In the decent quality ammo, I ran 8 1,000 rounds before I had a failure in this gun. I know I've said that a lot, but it's something you guys seem to be missing. So ignition problems probably not going to happen, but even if they did, remember, 8-shot cylinder, 5 or 6-shot cylinder. I can have 2 failures to ignite and I'm just pressing the trigger and cycling through that, and it's still going to be functionally the same capacity as 0 failures on this gun. Really, it'll be, if I have 2 failures in this gun, which I've never seen, I will have 1 more round on target than I would have out of this 5-shot J-frame facsimile. So yeah, that added cylinder size is not just more rounds on target, it is added reliability. So you're hedging against the failure to reset, you're hedging against dud rounds in your gun, but there's more reasons than just that to go with this. So people always say, well, 22 mag has a 7-shot variety. I'll go with that. That's only 1 less. So I can still have 2 duds and have the same capacity functionally as a 5-shot J-frame. Okay, but what you don't have with 22 mag, 22 is a short cartridge. 357 mag, 38 special, 327 fed mag, 32 H&R, all 32 offerings, and 22 mag are long cases. They are long cases in guns that do not have full-length ejection rods. Right here is a 357 version, and there is the ejection rod. The ejection rod on the J-frame and on the LCR is no longer than it is on this Taurus. If you're talking about failures, one of the most common failures, besides like failure to reset that trigger, for snubbies is you're talking about failure to fully eject spent casings. Well, let's look at this. On this 357, which is the same extractor length or ejection length as every other chambering in a snub nose besides 22 LR, what you get is this. I'm gonna insert this in. I'm not gonna load this gun here, but I'm just gonna partially insert this into the chamber all the way up to the end of that ejector star. I'm gonna keep my fingernail here and show you how much case is still left in that chamber when you slap this. Everyone who has ever shot a snubby for a significant amount of time, everyone who's ever trained seriously on these guns understands that 38 special, 357 mag, all the 32, all the 22 mag, they hang up when you go to extract those cases. Whether you slap that ejector or you aggressively thumb it, you will still often have to pick those cases out. And a lot of the times, you will get the extractor star skip over the rim of that brass and then bind the action, bind the cylinder up. That's a problem. That's a big boy failure right there. That's like a pause your gunfight, stare at your gun for several seconds kind of fix. It kills the gun for whatever the remainder of that defensive scenario would be. And in a 5-shot gun where you are more likely to need a reload than anything else that you would carry, it matters even more. But that is not so on the 22 version of this. So 22 LR, I'm pushing that ejector or extracting star all the way down. Rod is all the way compressed here. I'm gonna insert that case in and I'm gonna put my finger at the same distance there. Look at that. All of it comes out. This is a full-length ejector rod. It's right up to the projectile there. That's a big deal, guys. That means when I thumb this or when I slap this, it's throwing all the brass onto the ground. Again, I will also say with 8 shots versus 5 shots, I'm much less likely to need to reload that gun at all. So this is gonna eject and reload easier than any other offering in a snub nose revolver. Yeah, guys, there it is. Last thing I'll say here for reliability's sake is just mechanical reliability. There's exactly the same amount of stuff going on in all of these guns, but I'll say with the case of the 22 mag and especially the 22 LR, there's less wear going on in these guns. A 357 or 327 Fed mag is beating the hell out of itself every time you pull the trigger. And if you've shot one, you know it's beating the hell out of you too. Even 38 special defense loads are putting some wear on the gun. The amount of wear that you're getting on the gun from just firing and just practicing live fire with your gun, significantly less wear on a 22 LR version than any other variant of these guns out there. Maybe the 22 mag is close, but I'm just gonna say for the one extra round, which we know is one extra round of added reliability in many ways, and for the ability to fully extract with a slap of that ejector rod, 22 LR beats 22 mag, and it beats everything else. So yeah, there it is, guys. 22 LR Snubby, more reliable than your average 357 or 38 special Snubby. This is the most reliable Snubby that you're gonna get. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep training, stay safe.